Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to cover market cap for HEX, what that means relative to where it has been in the past. The highest point it's ever been at some point was in the top 10, and we'll touch on where exactly it landed. Many of you already know where it landed in the top 10 back in, it was October of 2020, I believe. Currently, HEX is number 15 cryptocurrency by market cap at a $12.48 billion valuation. And again, this simply comes from the price per hex multiplied by the circulating supply, okay? Or total supply, excuse me, which is this number here, 570 billion approximately. At one point, HEX was in the top 10. You can see here, it had risen 3 spots and found its way into the top 10 at a valuation of 0.0089 cents, so almost 9/10 of a penny. And then, I like to call this one Find Waldo, it flipped all of these coins in a matter of, I think it was a matter of days. And I saved a screenshot for the very reason that it was a top 5 cryptocurrency. It gained 5 spots and was valued at $5 billion as a total cryptocurrency because each coin was approximately 1.3 pennies. Look at that pump. Jeez. And so if we do some easy math here, 5 billion relative to, let's say Ethereum, we can use Ethereum for example, or Bitcoin, either one. Let's use Ethereum's valuation because it is an ERC20 after all, with a quarter of its liquidity tied to Ethereum. So it just seems natural. Let's divide 5 billion here by 43.6 billion to see what amount of value relative to Ethereum HEX captured during that time. 5 billion 78 million divided by 43 billion 625 million. Just a rough estimate, around 11.6%. You can double check the math if you'd like. So if HEX was able to capture 11.6% of Ethereum's valuation back then, where would that put it at now? Well, what's Ethereum's market cap today? 389 billion, so almost 390 billion. If you multiply that 11.6% by 389 billion, you get 45.3 billion. So a $45.3 billion market cap would put it as the number 7 cryptocurrency right here at 45 billion. Okay, so if HEX were to capture the same amount, that 11%, 12% valuation relative to Ethereum, that would be a $45 billion market cap. All you have to do is divide that by 12.5 billion to find that it would be a 3.6x from here, which would set HEX at a price of 7.9 cents per HEX. Okay, so about 8 pennies per HEX if HEX were to reach top 7 spot and capture the same, 11-12% of Ethereum's value. Now, what would it take for it to reach top 5 cryptocurrency? Well, it would have to flip Doge, which is at 56.4 billion right now. So let's say it reached a $60 billion valuation. Let's leave some margin, right? Because maybe Doge moves up a few billion in that time. So a $60 billion market cap is what it would take from here to get HEX to be a top 5 crypto. So that's approximately a 5x, right? It's a 4.8x. From current prices, would put us at 10.5 pennies. So if you want to see HEX reach this kind of overvaluation bubble again, I think it's possible. Why? Because it's been seen before. You can argue since it's only once that it's happened, there's no guarantee it'll ever happen again. And to that, you're right. You're 100% right. There is no guarantee that past performance is indicative of future performance. So remember that. However, if that asset in question is something with, you've heard this plenty of times, is something with product market fit, actual real demand, longevity, community, fundamentals, technicals, etc., you name it, it has good chances of rhyming, at least. So you can see that if HEX were to reach this level of overvaluation again, top 5 crypto was one metric we used, right? To get to the 5th spot is one metric, and to reach an 11 to 12% share of Ethereum's valuation is another metric. And we found that it ranges anywhere from 8 to 10 pennies or so, roughly speaking. So I think it's too early to tell, but I think it's possible, right? And here's the market cap over time. If you want to take a look at what the market cap evolving across the last 500 or so days actually looks like, because obviously for the first 350 days, we're undergoing hyperinflation. So you see this chart skewed to that. And then after that, you see our actual market cap, which will more or less be tied to price, with a maximum of a 3.69% skew to the upside, right? So it'll vary depending on inflation per year. But it's inflation on total supply, allocated supply. So I think it'll be an actual shift of, an actual a 3.69% shift to the upside, right? Offset is what I'm saying. So this is the market cap over time. You see that during hyperinflation, we reached from a $1 million market cap all the way to approximately $10 billion. So a nice 10,000x in market cap in the first year or so. And then from there, we've been as low as 4 billion, but it seems to be that 4 billion was our support earlier this year. We then found support around the 5 billion mark, a local peak around 7.4 billion, local peak around 12.5 billion. Right now, we're potentially holding support on this prior resistance of 10 billion. That'd be nice. But notice how quickly, market cap can move. Obviously, this was due to hyperinflation, but nonetheless, it was helped by price appreciation, definitely. Yeah, so that's the HEX market cap over time. So what were we speculating? 45 billion. That would roughly be, around this level. So it's not too hard to see that even with diminishing returns, it could reach this level of 45 to 100 billion at some point in the future, which would put us at, it would be nice, to say the least. So I think this video is long enough. I think I've said what I need to say. And with that said, if you enjoy this kind of HEX quantitative analysis, make sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.